Living a stable life is easy.
All you need is love, home, reasonable income, healthy food, regular activity, friends, and a sense of control over your emotions.
See, it's easy. Shooting a stable video is not easy at all. There are mainly two ways of stabilizing a video while shooting it on a smartphone. There is the optical image stabilization. Imagine that the black tape is the lens. So whenever you move your smartphone, the lens moves to compensate your move. And in new Vivo phones, it would also work in these directions. Sometimes it's not the lens, but the sensor that is stabilized. And it's not very common among smartphones,
But you can find it in iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it's called the sensor shift.
electronic image stabilization. The idea behind it is more or less the same as an optical image stabilization, but now the whole work has to be done within the sensor that doesn't move. And sometimes the OIS and the EIS work together, and it's for the better, and sometimes for the worse. And for most of the times, it's just confusing. So is it possible to talk about video stabilization without mentioning the OIS and the EIS? Absolutely. You can tell whether the video is too shaky for you or not. But different people have different preferences in that matter. That's why everyone should answer for themselves. To what degree should the footage be stabilized? When you walk and shoot the video and it looks like you are sailing, not walking, is it good? For me, the smartphone videos should be the opposite of my private life. The more stable they are, the better. You just take the smartphone out of your pocket, press record, run after your child. Almost kill yourself. But the footage is beautiful and smooth, and without using any of these. I mean, I like them, and I review them from time to time. These are great for creators, but you don't carry them around on a daily basis. This is OnePlus 9 and this is OnePlus 9 Pro. This has a lot of my fingerprints on it and the optical image stabilization in the main lens.
But the main difference between these phones' main cameras is the presence of the iOS in the Pro version and the lack of it in the OnePlus 9.
But the fingerprints are present as well. So let's see the difference. And let's start with 8K 30, the resolution you probably won't be using anyway. And here's the difference. Not very obvious. The colors are different, but this video is not about colors, it's about stabilization. 4K 60. Still not a great example. Let's try the stairs. Okay, so in this example, the video from the regular OnePlus is less shaky. How did that happen? Did I ever tell you that the video stabilization thing in smartphones is a bit confusing? And by now I think that we can all agree that the main difference between these two are the colors. Like, not the colors of the phones. When you look at the camera options on the regular OnePlus 9, you'll see the HDR dynamic video buttons. Video HDR is available in 4K 30, so let's turn it on. To see that it doesn't look great and the phone has some autofocus problems, let's turn it off then. Maybe the colors are a bit different now, but if you ask me, I would choose not to use HDR video until maybe there is another software update. Let's switch to the ultra-wide lenses for a moment, since these are exactly the same in OnePlus 9 and OnePlus 9 Pro, and they both don't have the optical image stabilization. And again, the difference is colors. Even though the OnePlus 9 Pro has the optical image stabilization, the regular OnePlus 9 is kinda good at stabilizing videos. For one last test, I'm gonna turn on the super stable option on both of them, and maybe the regular is a bit less stable. But again, I think it's more about the colors. So here's my conclusion. If you want a better video stabilization, and we're not talking about photos here, because it's a whole different story, and you're choosing between the OnePlus 9 and the OnePlus 9 Pro, the difference is hard to see. So, since we're done with this one, let's find out how the OnePlus 9 Pro compares to the best video smartphones on the market. iPhone 12 Pro Max, I'll have to clean that up. And Samsung S21 Ultra 5G. All the phones are in 4K 60 frames per second, and can you tell the difference? Okay, let's go for the stairs. Same video settings. This is iPhone. This is Samsung. And this is OnePlus 9 Pro. I think the difference is clear now. OnePlus loses both to iPhone and Samsung. And now the maximum available stabilization. Turning on the super stable mode on OnePlus makes you switch to 4K 30. Samsung's Super Steady narrows your choice to Full HD 60 or Full HD 30. And the iPhone? There's no extra stabilization option to turn on, so we're still in 4K 60 here. Let's check the wide lenses now. No optical image stabilization in OnePlus 9 Pro and Samsung. The wide lens is the only one without the optical image stabilization. And here, it's the sensor stabilization. So the iPhone should be a clear winner here. But is it? Well, yes, it is. What about OnePlus and Samsung? In my opinion, OnePlus is a bit more shaky than Samsung, but this video is not about my opinion. Or is it? As I told you before, I don't see much difference between the OnePlus 9 and the OnePlus 9 Pro regarding the stabilization. But when you compare OnePlus to Samsung and iPhone, the difference becomes much more visible. The question is it visible enough to influence your purchase decision? You tell me. Maybe in the comments section below. Or maybe you can just talk to the screen right now. See, I don't hear you, but I do appreciate your contribution. And that's how a good Zoom meeting should always look like. And now, let's get back to whatever we were eating before. I'm afraid mine is cold already. So, thanks for today, and hope to see you soon. Cold pasta? Oh.